Your promotion of Maya Rostowska really makes me laugh. Um, what can I say when I see Maya Rostowska as one of the Henry VIII's wives, or as Queen Elizabeth I? My respect for England weakens even more. Um, anyway, many things have been re-evaluated recently, and life, especially life, has been evaluated. Um, by what you have done to my life, to my mom's life, and other lives too. I believe I have the first contact, so to say, experience of the atrocities you exercise. So I mean, the attitude can be is quite foreseeable, I believe. So no surprises here. The question is how to live with that, how to live with waking up and rapes happening. Um, and how to live with the body that is so disgusting, filled with other bodies. I mean, the genitals, especially. Um, Overall, this is such an imprisonment of the spirit. Um, Even when you think of traveling with such a body, it's impossible to travel and meet people and all that. So I don't know how to live such a life, to be honest. Um, and I guess with all the hatred around, one can only somehow try to live in a world of one's own imagination, so to say. It probably depends on the kind of personality one is, but for a person as free as I am, uh, the person who loved her solitude so much, well, perhaps it was not really my solitude. Perhaps there were some spiritual presences there that I was not aware of. So maybe this was not really being alone and being free. But if there were, they were not what they have become with all that hatred. Um, I just want to make one point clear. Um, your destruction of my mother will not make your mother less a whore, and you less a whoreson. Um, so it's really pathetic, and for me, this is really pathological. This is insanity, and this is stupidity. Um, as my mother was really this first source of love, I don't think I am capable. Well, not capable. And this is actually the sense of things being not right. If so many have been so cruel to someone so good, and I don't mean only me. I mean my mom, because in my case, some at least can say, well, this is for political reasons. But if this is really the personality factor, someone who cannot stand another person, so they must do all sorts of things to the person, then And this is really, it feels immoral to keep on loving people. Um, because after all, they have been after destroying love. So why should they have any love? Um, and I've been searching my soul. That's what you say. Searching and researching, and I think of all of that. I think of the church and even the Word of God. There's something about losing your life to have life. Um, but for goodness sake, this is not about atrocities in humanity, and this is not about priests destroying um, actually a sinless person. Because at the time when the destruction started, I was sinless. So no, non-sin sinfulness, so to say, pure. And if you think of all those things that one could do, go on all those missions, mm, in enliven, all those movements, and I mean, do so many things in time. Not only because this is not only about not being able to study, um, which is quite enough, but about all that human contact, taking care of children. What a stupid person it was to turn me into a pedophile when I was probably one of the very few who could have the kind of attitude to children. Well, now the only thing I know is that one should not take care of children from underprivileged families because one will end up in poverty. And was it really what you were after? Perhaps it was in a way, but I think you should think again. Um, so uh, all that joy, all that good mood, all that climate, all that lightness and actually freedom we could experience has been turned into this disgusting war, which I cannot understand. So I really don't know how to organize my life in such a context. Um, of course, burdening me with the person responsible for molestation, actually two persons, or connecting my life to someone that I don't even know the face, and certainly I would never go and have a coffee with this guy who is probably a male prostitute. Um, for goodness sake, it's all quite unthinkable. And I believe that in the context one can only have the attitude I have. So I have fired my verdicts. Well, in the wake of the rape I woke up into today, I have reinforced it, and this makes the ties with Poland, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia and Russia quite non-existent. I found some time ago when I started reviewing my French from my copybook, um, my French copybook. I found a note where I have already mentioned it, but I thought of it again when it was a joke when I took the identity of Captain Picard of the Enterprise, and of course it was a joke, and I was female actually, so I don't know. Perhaps I was his wife or his alter ego. No, not his really. I was me. So I don't know why I was Captain Picard. Perhaps it was about being the captain. um, but of course I watched Star Trek at the time. Um, but that was definitely female, and the nationality was Martian. I don't remember how you Martien. I don't know how you pronounce it in French now. I have not reached the point in my revision where I mean, perhaps I have reached the point where I should know, but due to all the things happening to my memory, it has become more difficult. Anyway, so that suggests that my nationality, that I come from Mars. And it was a joke, of course, but through all those jokes in my life, which have been becoming all sorts of real things, but it might be that perhaps the, there was some connection. On the whole, I must tell you that I believe that we have the connection with the extraterrestrial civilizations totally different from what the scientists want to imply through all those routers or other physical connections. I believe that this is more about telepathy, which is totally intangible, and this is not. This is, I view it as an ability rather than equipment. um, so I do believe that when I'm here and someone is somewhere there in the vast universe, stars away, it's quite possible to have a contact without whatsoever connections. Or perhaps there is some affinity of the biological body in the brain. I don't know, but I do believe that such a contact exists, and I do expect my extraterrestrial tribe to attack the people, the criminals that have been destroying me. It's so disappointing that the people who should have been living in peace with me, even if not appreciating me, then why having the war? Oh, I cannot understand it, and I will never understand it, I believe. So this is pretty disappointing. All that gay presence you have created around me. I mean, what did you expect? The only answer can be the war, and considering the fact that you have gone into extermination, because what's going on is an extermination in progress, the only answer can be the extermination of the LGBT, because this is really the movement responsible for what's been happening, and all that prostitute world. So this is what it is really now. This is a war, and I'm on the one side of the barricade, and and all the people actually, most of except perhaps for a few, are on the other side of the barricade, and well, you keep on destroying, which grows into the final blow that will go back at you. Agnieszka Bata, Magdalena Rojek. I shall be studying